weight distribution changes as you move the bow along the string. So I have to start with more of a hold. If I'm starting at the frog, I have to start with more of my hold having energy concentrated or strength concentrated in the pinky and the ring finger to the thumb, so that that's more supported, because all the weight is hanging above the contact point of the string. So the weight gets distributed onto the string, and that distribution is going to constantly change. The point of distribution needs to constantly change, which means I need to find sort of like a gradual change and development through the hand. And there's a pivotal moment when you're doing this where you pass the balance point on the bow. The balance point is different on each bow. It can be slightly in a different spot for every bow. So you want to know where your balance point is, and you want to know, based on how fast you're moving, what kind of bow stroke you're doing, how much pressure you have, etc. You go from, in the lower part of the balance point, which is only to about here, I'm going to have more of a concentration of my strength in these two fingers and the thumb, and I have to have a gradual and fluid transition to my index finger, to the pointer finger, so that when I cross over the balance point, I transition, and then I pronate the weight into the index finger. So that transition is right about here, and you can see that there's kind of like I almost release, almost like drop the bow from these two fingers, the pinky and the ring finger. I'm not really dropping, I just am relaxing and releasing the bow and giving it to this finger and slightly the middle finger. The middle finger kind of regulates that transition. It's the fulcrum point. So as I transition, it's like at that point, that's also, oops, a ladybug. At that point, when I transition, I use the middle finger and the thumb to make a fulcrum, to allow that transition to release from the third and the pinky into the index finger. And it's very subtle, very small shift of weight. And you have to find in the arm how this is also changing, because you're now changing from distributing the weight this way towards the ring finger and the pinky to this way towards the index finger.